Zechariah begins with a name that means YHWH, remembers. Israel had failed. Jerusalem had fallen. Years of silence passed. But heaven had not forgotten. God calls his people back, not with condemnation first, but with invitation. Return to me, and I will return to you. In the night, the prophet sees a rider among the myrtle trees. A hidden valley, quiet but watched. The earth appears at rest, yet heaven is active. God's angel stands among the nations, unseen. What looks like silence on earth is never silence in heaven. Horns represent power, kingdoms that crushed and scattered Judah. But God reveals craftsmen rising to break them. Every empire that exalts itself will be dismantled. Power is temporary. God's sovereignty is not. No force that opposes his covenant escapes his response. A man measures Jerusalem, but God interrupts. The city will not be confined by walls. The Lord himself will be its protection, a wall of fire around it, and glory within it. What God rebuilds cannot be limited by human fear. Joshua stands in filthy garments, guilt exposed. Satan accuses, but God rebukes the accuser and removes the stains. This is not earned cleansing, it is divine grace. Before restoration comes righteousness, and it is given, not achieved. God announces a title, My Servant, the Branch. From what seemed cut down, life will rise. The branch is both king and priest, rooted in David, yet greater than David. The promise stretches beyond Joshua to the coming Messiah. Zerubbabel faces an impossible task. The temple is small, the people weak, but the message is clear. Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit. God's work does not depend on human strength. It flows from divine oil. A scroll flies across the sky, judgment written and inescapable. Sin is not ignored. Covenant blessings require covenant obedience. The word that promises restoration also confronts corruption. Wickedness is personified, sealed in a basket, carried away to Babylon. Evil is not merely punished, it is removed. God does not only rebuild structures, he purifies foundations. 4 chariots emerge between bronze mountains, the spirits of heaven going to patrol the earth. History is not random. Nations move, but heaven directs. A crown is placed on Joshua, priest and king united. A prophecy beyond the moment. The branch will sit and rule, a priest on a throne, a kingdom where mediation and authority are one. Not on a war horse, not in conquest armor. The king arrives on a donkey, humble, righteous, bringing peace, strength under control, power without oppression. Strike the shepherd and the sheep scatter, leadership wounded, followers shaken. Yet through the striking comes purification, through scattering, refinement. They shall look on me whom they have pierced. Grief will turn to recognition. Mourning will awaken repentance. The wound becomes revelation. The Mount of Olives splits. Nations gather. The Lord stands, and the declaration echoes. The Lord shall be king over all the earth. What began with return ends with reign. Judgment gives way to universal kingship. Like, comment, and share if you believe. Subscribe for more content.